these young boys, I guess, that she goes out for.
And she has a fantasy she's told you about being pregnant, wanting to be pregnant.
I have found green garbage bags of baby clothes, of stocked in her room. I have an older daughter who's pregnant. She said it was for her. I know it wasn't for her. Danielle has stolen pictures of other people's children and told people they were her children. She takes their children to the park and tells people that they're her kids.
At 12 and 11, where is she having this unprotected sex?
I have no idea. You know, she runs away all the time. She tells people that I beat her, that I abuse her, that I lock her out.
And they love to hear this,
and they keep her there.
What have you done to try and stop her from having unprotected sex?
I've locked Danielle in her room, literally windows nailed shut, locks on the door. Didn't work. Because she gets out eventually, I have to let her out. I'm from Canada. They could charge me for that. They've told me.
All right.
I put her in a group home because I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't keep her safe. She ran from there. They won't even take her no more.
They won't take her. You have also given her condoms so that
I'm a walking condom commercial. I am a walking condom commercial. I swear, I do not promote sex, but if she's going to do this, I want her protected. I want her safe. And I want her alive.
Now, you did something very interesting. You took her to a doctor, and they held her down.
We had to hold her, restrain her. They have a needle that you can get for every 3 months for Depro for pregnancy. We had to basically hold her still, and I had to restrain her for the doctor to give her the needle.
And the doctor will do this?
The doctor at one point put his hands up in the air and said, "I will not assault you." And then she said, she pushed the doctor and said, "Fine, I'll get it," because I told her I was taking her right back to Children's Aid that time.
I see. So you had to...
But I still had to hold her.
What is the main worry?
The main worry is my daughter dying.
Not being pregnant, but dying.
By dying, or being a prostitute with a crack pipe stuck to her lips at the age of 12, 13. I'm petrified. I'm petrified.
Would you bring Karina out? Let's see what she has to say. Danielle, sorry. Yeah, I corrected. Wait. Danielle, explain something to me. Why do you want to have a baby?
Because I think it would make me, I don't know, more responsible and like, for whatever.
Would make you more responsible or whatever?
And like I have somebody to love me and somebody to love.
Doesn't your mother love you?
Yeah, I know my mom loves me.
Do you know that when you have sex, even though you have the shot, you could get a sexually transmitted disease or you could get HIV? You know that? Does that worry you?
Yeah.
Does it worry you enough to stop doing it?
Yeah.
She's even told me that, Danielle, you've even told me that you don't enjoy this. It doesn't.
No, I don't enjoy it. It's just.
Why do you do it? Explain to us why you do it.
I don't know.
My next guest is how old?
14.
14. We're getting up in years. Her sex life sounds like somebody who has been around quite a many years longer than that. Okay. This is Melanie. Melanie's mother, Janine, is backstage, and she's going to join us. Melanie, you were how old when you started sleeping with guys?
13.
13. How many guys have you slept with?
21.
21. Why, Melanie? Why?
I don't know, it's like, but if I like a guy and I wanna,
Why?
and I wanna be with him, if I wanna be with him, I will be with him.
Okay. Why do you do this?
Why do I do what? Have sex?
Yes.
Because I like it. Anybody who says they don't like it is lying.
Okay. What kind of relationships do you have with 21 partners?
Most of them I was going out with, I had a really good relationship with. Some of them was just...
Does your mother know how many guys?
Now she does.
Okay, does it bother you that she's sick to death that you're going to get pregnant or get a bad disease?
It bothers me, but it's like, there's nothing she can do about it, so.
Okay. So mother can't do anything about it.
She can talk to me and she can try to educate
Does
me,
that
but
do
it might not
anything
help.
if she talks to you or educates you?
Yeah, but she tells me, she's like, you know, you gotta slow down, or whatever, but she hasn't really sat me down and talked to me about anything.
She has not.
No.
Would you bring her mother out? This is Janine. Janine,
Yes.
your daughter just revealed that she slept with 21, I think she said, guys. How, and that you have not sat her down and talked to her about
Well, I did not know she slept with that many guys.
How many guys did you think she'd slept?
Like, no, about 6.
I don't think it's a matter of numbers.
That I think.
Have you talked to her?
Yes, I have talked to her. I put her on the pill. I bought her condominiums, you know, condoms. I bought her condoms, told her to use them. Obviously, she chooses not to use them.
You say she was a sweet, adorable, well-behaved little girl. What do you think happened?
I think she became rebellious and started requiring negative attention.
And more interested in her friends.
Oh, of course.
How'd you find out she was sexually active?
I found out by overhearing her.
Our next guest, Judy, should know better. She's 19. And you figure at 19, somebody's got their act together. So I said, let's see what somebody a little bit older would say about having unprotected sex. We're going to talk to her in a minute. But first, this is her mother, Carrie. Now, Carrie is 19. There are people who are very responsible, holding full-time jobs, being mothers at 19, and yet you say your daughter's activities are ripping your life apart.
Absolutely.
When did it begin?
It started when she was 14.
Okay, so that ought to be an example for you. And what happened?
She started sneaking out her bedroom window. I don't know how many nights, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I drive around trying to find out where she was because...
Sounds like you, okay?
Because she wasn't where she said she was going to be. It was the old, I'm at my girlfriend's at my house, you know, type routine.
You, before the show, we saw you reading your daughter's diary. What did you find out that you didn't already know, and does she know you have her diary?
She does now.
Everybody says that to me. What did you find out?
I found out that she's had multiple sex partners and same-sex partners and
3 or 4
women
people at a time?
Right.
Women and men?
Orgies. And
Orgies.
she...
You did not know this was
No,
going on?
I didn't have any idea that was going on.
Okay. And doing this, orgies and multiple sex partners and unprotected sex?
Several times, yeah, I know she's had unprotected sex.
And out of control in other ways?
A lot of other ways.
Like what?
She's been shoplifting.
Well, that sounds familiar. Yes.
She committed forgery. She stole her best friend's grandmother's checkbook and wrote over $1,000 worth of checks.
What did the police do with her?
They didn't do anything with her because she
She's
talked my
9
sister into paying them, so...
Your sister, the aunt, paid the $1,000?
She sure did. Her and my brother-in-law paid full restitution, so Judy didn't have to suffer the consequences.
Should Judy have suffered the consequences?
I think she should have.
Now, she tried to have you arrested?
Yeah, she did.
Why?
Judy came strolling in about 7:30 in the morning in a teddy-type night, you know, lingerie with 2 guys that I'd never seen before, and she smelled like a Dublin brewery, and she got about this far away from my face and told me, F you. You don't run my life. You're not going to tell me what to do. So I smacked her. You know, I didn't even bring my hand out. I didn't even bring my hand out as far as her shoulder. I was just so shocked that she got in my face like that and told me, you know, F you. And she said, "You're going to jail." And she stomped out, and I hear her laughing back there now. She called the police and tried to get me arrested. And I had to go to court and say, you know, and I told the police officer then, he said, you know, "Can I leave you here, or, you know, is there going to be a problem?" I said, "If she gets 2 inches from my face and tells me F you again," I said, "I'm going to slap her again."
Now that you read it's not all right. That's what part of the message is. Our next guest says she probably doesn't need the message. She needed it back then when she was 14, and she wanted a baby. And at 15, she gave birth to a baby girl. Carrie's life became more complicated 17 months ago when unprotected sex led to a second pregnancy. So she is 17, she has 2 children. Carrie, you actually decided to get pregnant and have a baby when you're 14. Now, we've heard her at 12 say the same thing. Talk to me about it. Why?
Because I wanted to get out of my parents' house and make a family of my own, because I was unhappy. And I made a mistake, and my kids are suffering because of what I did.
Explain that to us, Carrie.
I was dating an older guy, and he taught
Jennifer thought when she had unprotected sex with a boyfriend 6 years ago. Jennifer, what happened?
What happened is that I accidentally got an HIV test almost a year later. And because of this accidental test that I was just taking out of social responsibility, because I had come to a place where I was really respecting myself and felt that if I was going to be in a relationship, that it was going to be for the right reasons, a relationship that had mutual respect, a relationship in which a person also respected my health and would show me that they were healthy as well. And what I did regarding that was I thought I would get a health checkup, and that would include a pap smear. And as I was leaving the clinic, one of the nurses said, "Well, do you want to get an HIV test?" And I'm totally needle phobic, but she convinced me that it would be a good thing to do so that I would have this clean bill of health to show a potential partner if I chose to be intimate with them. But I didn't even get that chance, because 2 weeks later, I got the shock of my life. I got the doctor sitting me down in the waiting room, just like they always do, and you wait. And before, the doctor had been kind of funny, joked around with me a little bit, and been a,
therapist. Pat, you will notice that I try to get into the heads of a kid.
Yeah. What happens is that you cannot create unconditional love. Your family unit, for some reason, is breaking down. You do not feel attached to your family unit. You don't feel like you're getting that love that you feel that you need. So what you want to do is you want to have a baby so that now you have an attachment and there's an unconditional love. Someone that's not going to leave you. Someone that's not going to, will always be with you, to give you the respect, to give you the love. But what's going to happen is if you have a baby now, she's going to turn out just like you and not give you the love and not give you the respect.
I don't want a baby. I don't want a baby.
It's inevitable, okay? There's a self-esteem issue. If you notice the correlation of all the girls up here, and they have a weight problem, there's a self-esteem issue, let's correlate it with the total issue, okay? If you felt better about yourself, you wouldn't allow yourself to be abused that way. But moms, you're doing all that you can do, but I have to say, you've got to get tough. You've got to get tough. Tough love. And as tough as it may be, it's either you do it or get out. And that's it. And that's it. And as far as the town, one of my closest friends, she died of AIDS. I thought I knew her. It doesn't matter how you know a person. It doesn't matter where you come from. AIDS doesn't know anybody but everybody. You have to be careful. You have to start thinking better of yourself. You're affecting other people by this. You don't have the right to do that.
You young ladies up there are our future. And if you continue on doing what you're doing, we have no future. We have no children. We have no future at all. And for the young lady on the end, Jennifer, you stay strong because you're going to make it. They'll find you.